Donald Trump surveys the damage in central Texas, where devastating flooding left at least 120 people dead. And the US sends more weapons and air defenses to Ukraine as President Trump teases the announcement of what he calls a major statement on Russia.
A preliminary report into the Air India crash says fuel to both engines was cut just before the plane came down, killing 260 people.
Forecasters expect the third heat wave of the summer to peak today, with high temperatures set to continue throughout the weekend.
Yes, temperatures above 30 degrees possible in all four nations throughout this weekend, but it's all getting a little bit too much. There is some fresher air on the horizon. I'll have the details.
The number of households in England and Wales applying for water meters has doubled in a year as customers try to reduce their bills.
For 4 decades, the Kurdistan Workers' Party, or PKK, has been an armed group in opposition to the Turkish authorities while calling for an independent Kurdish state. Now, not anymore. The group has laid down its arms. Here's Berza Simsek from the BBC's Turkish service.
We're currently in Iraqi Kurdistan outside of Süleymaniye. Just a couple of hundred meters behind us over there in Jasana Cave, the Kurdish militant group PKK laid down arms today in a symbolic ceremony marking the end of 40 years of fighting against the Turkish state. Basically, it's a very symbolic, it's a very historical day, and at the ceremony, 2 PKK commanders basically read a statement, and they said that they will continue, in quote, their struggle through legal and political means, and about 30 PKK fighters burnt their weapons. It is important because this shows PKK's determination to follow up the peace process that has started between the Turkish state and the Kurdish group. And to today's ceremony, you're going to see behind me, there was a checkpoint, and only a handful of journalists were allowed to enter to cover the ceremony.
We'll take a look at the papers. The Times is reporting that medical leaders are warning resident doctors in England, formerly known as junior doctors, against a planned 5-day strike at the end of this month, saying they may never recover the trust of patients.
Let's have a look at The Guardian, quoting Deputy Prime Minister Angela Rayner, who has vowed that she will not be pushed around by the trade union Unite after it voted to suspend her membership following the Birmingham bin strike.
The Daily Telegraph says water companies will use smart meter trials to enforce surge pricing to prevent future hosepipe bans. The paper warns that it would mean families could pay more during heat waves. And the ongoing heat wave engulfing the UK features in the Mirror, which reports that seaside towns are getting a tourism boost as people head to the beach to cool off.
Families of the victims of last month's Air India crash seek answers after an initial report says fuel to the engines was cut just after takeoff. President Trump announces that goods imported from Mexico and the EU will face a 30% US tariff from August the 1st. 2 people, including an American citizen, have been killed by Israeli settlers in the occupied West Bank. Northern Ireland, Scotland and Wales have all seen their highest temperature of the year so far as the UK experiences its third heat wave of 2025. And Iga Swiatek beats Amanda Anisimova to win the Wimbledon 2025 women's singles final.